Okay, today I'm going to do a quick review of simile and metaphor for your quiz. Okay, if you can answer every question that I ask you in this video and on the sheet, then you should be perfectly fine for the quiz. The first thing is definitions. You need to be able to identify if the sentence is definition is for a simile or the definition is for a metaphor. A simile is comparing two unlike things using like or as. A simile is comparing two unlike things using like or as. Now, a lot of people forget that they have to be two unlike things. You can see this marker doesn't work very well. Two unlike things. Two things that are not similar. A metaphor, on the other hand, is comparing two unlike things not using like or as. Okay, again, you're still comparing two unlike things, but unlike a simile that uses the word like or as, metaphor does not. So pause the video now and write the definition. Metaphor is comparing two unlike things not using like or as. So the next part of the quiz is going to give you some sentences, and you have to decide, is it a simile, is it a metaphor, or is it neither of those? And the way I do that is I look and see if the sentence is comparing two things. He ran down the hall like a penguin being chased by a polar bear. Well, I want you to think about this one for a second. He ran down the hall like a penguin being chased by a polar bear. Is that simile, metaphor, or neither? You're right. It is a simile. Okay, it is a simile because it's comparing two things and has the word like in there. So it's going to be a simile. So you're comparing the person, the guy, to a penguin being chased. All right, let's try this one. Molly the dog likes everything that is evil. Is this a simile, metaphor, or neither? You're right. It is neither, because you're not comparing two things. You're saying Molly likes evil things. You're not saying that Molly is something evil. Next one. Raja was a stealthy assassin when she attacked Mr. Stock's shoes. Is that a simile, metaphor, or neither? Good job. That is a metaphor. You're comparing Raja to a stealthy assassin. But notice there's no like or as, so it's not a simile. It's going to be a metaphor. Now we need to look at those and decide which two things are being compared. This is what the quiz is going to ask you. You're going to underline which two things are being compared. So in this first one, he ran down the hall like a penguin being chased by a polar bear. He is going to be compared to a penguin being chased by a polar bear. So he is being compared to a penguin being chased by a polar bear. Try this one. Molly, the dog, likes everything that is evil. Well, we decided that that one is neither, so we're not going to compare anything. Last one. Raja was a stealthy assassin when she attacked Mr. Stock's shoes. Which two things are being compared? Okay. Raja and stealthy assassin. Good. Okay, the last thing you're going to be asked to do on the quiz is you're going to have to come up with a simile and a metaphor. So what I do when I'm trying to create a simile is I ask myself, what are you going to describe? What is that thing like? And then what else is like that? So in this example, what are you going to describe? Let's describe Batman. I wonder why. I've never used Batman as an example. So Batman, what is he like? Well, he's really fast. It's one of the things that describes him. What else is like that? Cheetahs are really fast. So my simile would be Batman ran fast like a cheetah. Remember, if you create a simile, it's got to have the word like in it. Now you're going to have to create a metaphor. So I'm going to think about what I'm going to describe. I'm going to describe Brooklyn, my daughter. What is that thing like? Brooklyn is always bouncing around. What else is bouncing around? A ping pong ball. So my sentence is, Brooklyn was a ping pong ball bouncing around the room. That is my example of a metaphor. Notice I don't use the word like or as. So Brooklyn was a ping pong ball bouncing around the room. Brooklyn, what do you think about that? Do you want to come say hi?
Can I?
Yeah, you can say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, wave. I know you can't see the video of you, but you're on there, I promise. All right, that's it for now. If you answered all those correctly, then you are ready to take on this quiz.